You woke up today closer to your death, and you behaved as if this were irrelevant. This is the first and most catastrophic error of your life. Marcus Aurelius understood something you refuse to sit with. Existence is not stable. It is not generous. It does not pause while you figure things out. It moves forward like an advancing winter, indifferent to your readiness. You are not early. You are not on time. You are already late. The common man wakes each morning assuming continuation. He assumes his body will function. He assumes his name will remain. He assumes tomorrow will resemble today. This assumption is the root of all softness. Marcus Aurelius did not assume. He reminded himself daily that breath is borrowed, that authority dissolves, that flesh rots, and that memory fades. This was not morbidity. This was accuracy. The first Stoic principle is not discipline. It is not virtue. It is finality. You will die. Everyone you know will vanish. Everything you build will decay or be repurposed by strangers who do not know your name. Until this becomes felt rather than understood, nothing else will work. The masses reject this because it strips them of fantasy. They prefer distraction. They prefer entertainment. They prefer optimism without evidence. They drown themselves in noise so they do not have to hear the clock inside their chest. Marcus Aurelius listened to the clock. This brings us to the second principle, which destroys most people instantly. Time is not yours. You speak as if you possess it. You schedule as if you own it. You delay as if it were infinite. Marcus Aurelius, ruling an empire under constant threat, knew better. He wrote as if each line could be his last, because one day it was. Procrastination is not laziness. It is denial of death. Every later is a silent declaration that you believe yourself exempt from decay. Every delay is an insult to reality. The Stoic does not rush, but he also does not stall. He moves with the urgency of someone who understands that the window is closing even when the room feels warm. The third principle follows naturally. Most people are already dead. They breathe, they speak, they consume, but they do not act with intention. They drift between pleasure and fear, reacting rather than deciding. Marcus Aurelius observed this constantly. He did not hate them. He expected nothing from them. The crowd seeks comfort. The crowd seeks validation. The crowd seeks reassurance that its weakness is normal. And it is normal. But normal is not respectable. The Stoic does not ask, "Is this common?" He asks, "Is this correct?" This distinction alone separates rulers from subjects. The fourth principle cuts deeper. Emotion is a biological reflex, not a command. The masses elevate emotion to the status of truth. If they feel offended, they declare injustice. If they feel bored, they declare meaninglessness. If they feel afraid, they declare danger. Marcus Aurelius refused this delusion. Emotion is information, not authority. Anger does not mean you have been wronged. Desire does not mean you should pursue. Fear does not mean you should retreat. To obey emotion is to live like prey, alert, reactive, exhausted. The Stoic observes emotion the way a general observes weather. He adjusts, but he does not surrender command. Marcus Aurelius trained himself to pause between stimulus and response until that pause became a fortress. This leads to the fifth principle. Your suffering is largely self-inflicted. This is the point where the weak recoil. Marcus Aurelius understood that events do not injure the mind. Judgments do. Insults do not wound character. Opinions do. Loss does not destroy a person. Attachment does. You are not distressed because something happened. You are distressed because you decided it should not have happened. The Stoic does not waste energy arguing with reality. Reality always wins, and it never explains itself. The sixth principle is brutal but necessary. You do not matter the way you think you do. The crowd believes this statement is nihilism. Marcus Aurelius knew it was liberation. You are not the center. You are not special to the universe. You are a brief configuration of matter with the ability to reason. That is all, and that is enough. When you stop believing you are owed significance, you stop resenting insignificance. When you stop demanding applause, you stop fearing silence. When you stop imagining yourself as exceptional, you become capable of excellence. Marcus Aurelius ruled Rome and still referred to himself as dust. This was not self-hatred, it was proportion. The seventh principle emerges from this clarity. Control is narrow. This is the law that shatters most lives. You control your judgments, you control your actions, you control your refusals. You do not control outcomes, you do not control people, you do not control fortune. The masses waste their lives attempting to dominate what was never theirs. They attempt to manage perception, manipulate outcomes, secure certainty. Marcus Aurelius abandoned this fantasy early. He focused on execution, not results, on integrity, not applause, on effort, not reward. This is why he slept at night. The eighth principle follows immediately. Expect resistance. The common man believes life should be smooth when it is not. He complains. Marcus Aurelius considered resistance the natural state of existence. Friction was not an interruption. It was the environment. When you expect ease, difficulty feels like injustice. When you expect difficulty, ease feels like a gift. The Stoic trains for the terrain as it is, not as he wishes it were. This brings us to the ninth principle. The crowd is not your mirror. Most people outsource their self-evaluation. They measure worth through approval, likes, praise, recognition. Marcus Aurelius saw this as a form of slavery. If another man's opinion can elevate you, it can destroy you. If applause feeds you, silence will starve you. The Stoic removes the crowd from the equation entirely. He becomes his own witness. The 10th principle sharpens the blade. Silence is power. The masses speak to discharge emotion. They explain themselves. They defend themselves. They narrate their suffering in endless loops. Marcus Aurelius wrote privately and spoke publicly only when necessary. Silence conserves energy. Silence denies enemies leverage. Silence forces others to reveal themselves. The Stoic does not fill space. He occupies it. The 11th principle is where separation becomes permanent. You are not here to be understood. The desire to be understood is the desire to be validated. Marcus Aurelius abandoned it. He acted according to reason and accepted misunderstanding as inevitable. Truth does not require consensus. Virtue does not require witnesses. If you need to be understood, you will soften your actions to preserve approval. If you do not, you will act cleanly and accept solitude as the cost. The 12th principle closes this first gate. Your life is not about feeling good. This is where modern minds collapse. Marcus Aurelius did not pursue happiness. He pursued alignment with nature and reason. Pleasure was incidental. Satisfaction was secondary. Meaning came from duty, executed without complaint. Feeling good is unstable. Being correct is durable. What has been dismantled here is your false sense of time, importance, comfort, and emotional authority. Nothing has been built yet. That comes next. What we stripped away first was illusion. What begins now is construction. Most people fail here. They enjoy demolition. They enjoy hearing that the world is false, that society is corrupt, that time is short. It gives them the pleasure of insight without the burden of responsibility. Marcus Aurelius despised this weakness in himself and hunted it relentlessly. Awareness without discipline is indulgence. The 13th principle is this. Discipline is not punishment, it is alignment. The modern mind treats discipline as cruelty inflicted upon the self. Marcus Aurelius treated it as obedience to reality. The body must be governed because it is lazy. The mind must be governed because it is evasive. Left alone, both drift toward comfort and decay. Discipline is not harshness. It is refusal to negotiate with weakness. You do not wait to feel ready. You do not wait to feel motivated. You act because action is correct. Marcus Aurelius did not ask himself how he felt about duty. He performed it. Feelings were irrelevant. The 14th principle deepens the cut. Routine is the spine of sovereignty. Chaos lives in the unstructured life. The masses romanticize freedom while drowning in disorder. Marcus Aurelius imposed rhythm on himself, even while commanding armies. He rose early. He worked methodically. He rested deliberately. Structure is not confinement. Structure is containment. A formless life leaks energy in every direction. A structured life concentrates force. The Stoic builds days like fortifications, predictable, solid, repeatable. The 15th principle follows. Voluntary discomfort inoculates against fear. Marcus Aurelius deprived himself on purpose. He wore plain clothes. He slept without luxury. He practiced hunger, cold, and inconvenience so that fortune could never threaten him with them. If you only endure what is comfortable, you are fragile. If you train under discomfort, adversity loses its terror. The Stoic does not wait for hardship to arrive unannounced. He invites it in controlled doses. He makes pain familiar so that it cannot shock him into submission. The 16th principle is essential. Anticipate loss daily. This is not anxiety. This is realism. Marcus Aurelius rehearsed the death of loved ones, the loss of power, the failure of the body. He imagined these not to despair, but to neutralize attachment. What you rehearse losing loses its power to destroy you. Most people are devastated not by loss itself, but by surprise. The Stoic removes surprise. He wakes each day prepared to lose what he has without losing himself. The 17th principle cuts against modern optimism. Expect obstruction. The masses believe life should cooperate with their plans. Marcus Aurelius planned knowing full well that fate would interfere. He did not complain when it did. He adjusted. Resistance is not a signal to stop. It is confirmation that you are alive. A life without friction is either sheltered or meaningless. The Stoic sharpens himself against resistance like steel against stone. The 18th principle is where power begins to show. Delay is weakness disguised as caution. Marcus Aurelius understood that hesitation corrodes will. Decisions rot when left undecided. He acted decisively, corrected when necessary, and moved forward. Indecision feels safe because it avoids responsibility. It is also how lives disappear quietly. The Stoic chooses, acts, and bears the consequences without theatrics. The 19th principle is absolute. Complaint is treason against reason. Marcus Aurelius despised complaining, not in others, but in himself. Complaint adds suffering without reducing pain. It signals refusal to accept the terms of existence. If you can change something, act. If you cannot, endure. Everything else is noise. The 20th principle sharpens restraint. Speak only what improves silence. The masses talk to vent, to justify, to seek allies in weakness. Marcus Aurelius wrote privately so he could remain measured publicly. Words should be tools, not leaks. Silence preserves authority. Silence denies enemies ammunition. Silence forces discipline upon thought. The Stoic speaks sparingly because every word reveals position. The 21st principle builds distance from chaos. Do not internalize the behavior of others. Most people behave poorly, not out of malice, but ignorance, fear, or confusion. Marcus Aurelius expected this. He was rarely surprised by human weakness. You are disturbed not because people behave badly, but because you expected them not to. Expectation is the source of outrage. The Stoic adjusts expectation downward and composure upward. The 20-second principle removes another illusion. You do not need to react. Reaction is reflex. Response is choice. The masses react instantly and call it authenticity. Marcus Aurelius paused. He inserted space between stimulus and action until that space became habit. In that space lives freedom. You're not obligated to respond to provocation. Silence, delay, and refusal are all valid forms of control. The 23rd principle is surgical. Do not explain yourself unnecessarily. Explanation seeks approval. Defense seeks permission. Marcus Aurelius acted without narrating his intentions. If your actions are aligned with reason, explanation is optional. If they are not, explanation is insufficient. The Stoic lets results speak. He accepts misunderstanding as the price of independence. The 24th principle reinforces detachment. Praise and blame are the same distraction. The masses chase praise and flee blame. Marcus Aurelius treated both as tests of discipline. Praise tempts arrogance. Blame tempts resentment. Neither deserves obedience. If you need praise, you are controlled. If you fear blame, you are constrained. The Stoic remains level. The 25th principle is one few survive. You must outgrow your former self without nostalgia. Marcus Aurelius shed identities as circumstances demanded. Soldier, emperor, philosopher. He did not cling to who he was yesterday. Nostalgia is attachment to expired versions of the self. Growth requires abandonment. You cannot become disciplined while romanticizing your former softness. The 26th principle reinforces endurance. Fatigue is not a moral authority. The body complains, the mind negotiates. Marcus Aurelius worked through illness, grief, and exhaustion because duty did not dissolve when comfort disappeared. Rest is allowed. Surrender is not. The Stoic listens to fatigue without obeying it. The 27th principle deepens sovereignty. Your mood is not an emergency. The masses treat every fluctuation as urgent. Marcus Aurelius observed mood like weather, temporary, impersonal, irrelevant to duty. Low mood does not excuse inaction. High mood does not excuse recklessness. The Stoic acts according to principle, not temperament. The 28th principle hardens independence. Be cautious with pleasure. Pleasure is not evil, but it is persuasive. Marcus Aurelius accepted pleasure without chasing it. He refused to organize his life around it. Pleasure trains dependence. Dependence trains fear. The Stoic enjoys without clinging and withdraws without complaint. The 29th principle is often misunderstood. Self-respect precedes compassion. Marcus Aurelius served others because he governed himself. Without discipline, compassion becomes indulgence. Without boundaries, kindness becomes weakness. You cannot give what you do not possess. The Stoic strengthens himself first, so that service does not hollow him out. The 30th principle completes this stage. Your inner state is your final responsibility. No one else will manage it. No one else can. Marcus Aurelius accepted total responsibility for his inner condition, regardless of circumstance. This is the essence of Stoic power. External order is fragile, internal order endures. What has been built here is discipline, resistance, and structure. The mind is no longer reactive. The body is no longer indulged. The crowd is no longer consulted. What remains is the final transformation. No easing, no resolution designed to comfort you, only installation. What follows is the end of the weak self and the formation of the Stoic sovereign. the condition Marcus Aurelius aimed at, but never claimed to have perfected. This is not a destination. It is a posture toward existence that must be renewed daily, or it decays. At this stage, illusion has been stripped and discipline has been forged. What remains is the most difficult work: non-attachment to identity itself. Most people fail here permanently. They rebuild themselves only to seek recognition for the reconstruction. They abandon weakness but replace it with pride. They escape the crowd but secretly wait for the crowd to notice. Marcus Aurelius warned himself against this constantly. The 31st principle is absolute. You must not admire yourself. Self-admiration is vanity wearing the mask of progress. It invites complacency. It corrodes vigilance. The Stoic does not celebrate becoming stronger. He assumes strength is temporary and therefore guarded. You do not become disciplined to feel superior. You become disciplined to remain functional under pressure. The moment you enjoy your strength, you begin to lose it. The 32nd principle deepens the separation. Do not perform your virtue. The masses moralize loudly because they need witnesses. Marcus Aurelius wrote privately so that virtue could exist without applause. Virtue performed is no longer virtue, it is bargaining. If you need to be seen doing the right thing, the motive is already corrupted. The Stoic acts correctly, even when misunderstood, ignored, or punished for it. The 33rd principle is surgical. Renounce the need to be exceptional. The desire to be exceptional is ego-refined, not ego-eliminated. Marcus Aurelius sought adequacy, not glory. Correct action, proper measure. Right response. Excellence emerges naturally from consistency, not ambition. The Stoic does not try to stand out. He stands firm. The 34th principle removes the final addiction. Hope is not a strategy. Hope is emotional postponement. It delays action under the illusion of optimism. Marcus Aurelius did not hope circumstances would improve. He prepared himself to endure if they did not. Hope without preparation is helplessness disguised as faith. The Stoic prepares for the worst and remains open to the better without depending on it. The 35th principle clarifies power. Accept fate without submission. This is where most misunderstand Stoicism. Acceptance is not passivity. Marcus Aurelius accepted events he could not change while exerting absolute effort where action was possible. Fate governs outcomes. You govern conduct. You do not fight reality. You do not surrender agency. You act fully and accept fully. Anything else is partial cowardice. The 36th principle builds emotional armor. Grief is permitted. Collapse is optional. Marcus Aurelius grieved losses deeply. He did not deny pain. He denied disintegration. Grief is natural. Surrender to it is not. Feel loss. Endure loss. Do not become it. The Stoic allows emotion to pass through without letting it overwrite structure. The 37th principle addresses isolation. Loneliness is the cost of clarity. As you detach from impulse, validation, and conformity, numbers fall away. Marcus Aurelius understood this. He was surrounded by people, yet fundamentally alone in responsibility. Solitude is not punishment. It is the environment of independent thought. Those who cannot endure solitude will always return to the crowd, no matter how much they claim to despise it. The 38th principle eliminates resentment. No one owes you correctness. People will act irrationally, unjustly, foolishly. Marcus Aurelius expected this. He was rarely offended because he was rarely surprised. To resent human behavior is to demand that people cease being human. The Stoic adjusts expectation, not temperament. The 39th principle is final preparation. Practice death daily. This does not mean obsession. It means familiarity. Marcus Aurelius kept death near so it could not ambush him. Imagine the end of your body, the erasure of your name, the dispersal of your work, then return to the present unburdened. What you accept losing cannot enslave you. The 40th principle completes the transformation. Die before you die. This is not metaphorical. Kill the identity that seeks comfort. Kill the self that negotiates with fear. Kill the version that needs permission, applause, certainty, or guarantees. Marcus Aurelius performed this execution daily. It was never permanent. The ego regenerates. Weakness returns. The work must be repeated without ceremony. What survives is not happy. It is steady, not motivated, aligned, not admired, unshakable. This is the Stoic sovereign. He does not announce himself. He does not recruit followers. He does not seek validation for restraint. He moves through chaos without absorbing it. He serves without attachment. He endures without complaint. The world will not reward this path. The world rarely notices it. That is why it remains powerful. Most people will turn back. They will call this excessive, cold, inhuman. Marcus Aurelius already accounted for them. He wrote for those capable of living without anesthesia. The path is narrow, the discipline is lifelong, the reward is immunity. Nothing more is promised, nothing else is needed. If this unsettles you, it is working.